So about 3 years ago, I learned about the Learning Assistant program, and I learned about it, and I requested some learning assistants. And the way that I initially used the learning assistants, which is still the way I'm using them in part, but I've learned to use them much better, is they come into my class, and this is what my original intention was. They would come into my class, and I give a lot of in-class sort of examples, exercises for the students to work through. And so that's exactly what I would have them do. I would divide up the classroom into little segments, and each learning assistant, I had two, would cover sort of their third, and then I would cover a third, and that way we could circulate around, make sure that the students were actually attempting the problems, and then helping them when they had questions. So that's how I started off using and working with the learning assistants, and then they would kind of do their own review things on the side. But I didn't give them much direction for that. Well, as the years progressed, and this year is a great year to really talk about this, I've learned that actually it's the in-class stuff is useful, and I still do it, and I still count on them to, cover the material with me when they're doing, I shouldn't say cover the material, to support the students as they're doing their group exercises within the context of the lecture. But they're also doing these review sessions about twice a week or something like that. And what I've been really enjoying is seeing how, first of all, the learning assistants themselves have been growing and picking up material and actually learning the material probably better than they knew it before, because they had to be responsible now to run these review sessions. And I can tell you that right now I'm teaching two sections each of Chem 112. Each is about 125 each. And in one case, my learning assistant, for various reasons in the morning section, had to drop out of the learning assistant program because he just had too much going on, too much on his plate. But the other section had this one really amazing learning assistant. And so I've been kind of comparing plus and minus a learning assistant, and I can tell you that the section that has the learning assistant appears to be doing just a little bit better anyway. And I sure get, in terms of student satisfaction, I get far less complaints from that section than I do from the morning section in terms of just not understanding material. And I have heard time and time again from a number of students how much they really enjoy what my learning assistant in the afternoon section is doing with them. So here's some of the things she does. She actually writes up trivia, little games, you could say, to help review the material. She'll write up problem sets, and she always sends them to me, and I can offer my input. But largely, I really like her to cover it, because the truth is, it's been a long time since I didn't understand this stuff. For her, it's not that long ago. She's still a student. She can remember the confusions and other items that she struggled with, and I think she relates very well to the students, and that's why they feel like she's a good person to work with. And so what I want to encourage you to do is think about the learning assistant program in your class. I'm a big believer of the program, and I think that there are some ways that you can use the learning assistants in the class, during the class, for instance. It gives you a little more reach, especially if you're teaching these big lectures. The other component of it, though, is these outside review sessions. If you partner with them, I give her the keys to my tests. Actually, she'll catch some errors, too, so she's been great that way. And next semester, I'm teaching Chemistry 111 again, and I'm going to try the model of flipping the classroom. So I'm actually recording my lectures and putting them on YouTube. But then in the class, it's going to be all doing homework and having them actually engage with the material and do problems and do little exercises to test their understandings so that they can kind of see how they're doing. And using this model, I'm really going to need the help of learning assistants in the classroom, and then I'm going to work with them to train them on how to run review sessions based on the success I've seen with Nicole, my current student here, even if it means that I'm going to be the one writing some of the material, in terms of the trivia games and things like that. But so far, so good. I'm very pleased with what I've seen, and it's definitely been worth my investment into these LAs. So there you have it. Thanks.